AD or King James?
Oh, it's AD in this conversation. Now, the framework is, what do you benefit most from? If you look at giving that Finals MVP to the King, LeBron James, that will be, what, his fourth one? Is that going to close the gap between him and Michael Jordan? Maybe a step or two, but not by leaps and bounds. But let's talk about another guy who's only been to the playoffs before this year twice, and that was a top 5 player in the NBA. And then you joined the King. And some people out there, I don't use this kind of phrasing and terminology, but some people are like, oh, that's a punk move, kind of in that Kevin Durant spirit, which I'll get to later. But when you're a top 5 player and you join the King, a lot of people say you're just riding his coattails. Like, oh, man, you're just out there in the wake of LeBron James and whatever he does, and you're just there for the ride. But if you get the Finals MVP, then you get to shut him up. Kind of how that Steph Curry, Kevin Durant argument was called a punk move until they got into the Finals and KD went ham and everyone realized, oh, KD is special, and he came here to be the cherry on top. That's why I think this helps an AD in this situation. A top 5 player with limited playoff experience plays with the King and outshines the King in the greatest moment. That will be the greatest benefit to his legacy versus the small bump it would do for LeBron.
I'm not going super statistical here, Sal. Let's just go barbershop talk because it's hoop conversations. This is one of those hypotheticals. You say, I have me a fresh cut, so I'm ready for the barbershop
good,
talk.
boy. Crispy
Appreciate
up
you,
here.
my dog.
Oh.
Hey, bring CB into the street shot. I want to look at my brothers right here. Remember when we were all about to say, if Kawhi Leonard wins another Finals MVP on his 3rd team, he's a top 5 player. I remember hearing that. Sal, you remember hearing that?
Yeah, he's
CB,
top 5
you remember hearing that? You might not have said it, but like it was said.
Somebody said it all the time.
I heard it. I heard it.
So we all heard the same thing. Kawhi Leonard is probably a 20, 25 player all time. But if he was going to win his 3rd Finals MVP for his 3rd team, something never done before, we were going to usher him into the top 5. Here's why LeBron needs us more than AD. Because if we were going to give Kawhi that type of exponential bump, a guy who hovers around 20 to 25 all time, we were just going to push him into the top 5 because he did something no one else had done. Where is LeBron James going to land if he accomplishes the same feat? We were about to usher Kawhi up 15, 20 spots for doing something that LeBron James is now 1 game or 2 now days away from doing. So LeBron needs this Finals MVP more because it means more. AD is going to go down as probably one of the greatest scorers of all time as far as being able to get points at will. He's going to go down as one of the biggest freaks of all time. 7 feet with the handle and can play defense. AD and KD, Kevin Durant, are going to stay in those same conversations. But they're not going to be in conversations of greatest of all time. With the Finals MVP or not, it's not going to move AD's legacy. LeBron James, on the other hand, with the Finals MVP, let's stop the games. Let's just now compare him to Jordan, and that's it. Let's stop comparing him to Magic, and let's stop the other comparisons. Only Jordan has more than 4 Finals MVPs. LeBron James would now be in that elite category. He needs him more than AD.
Strong.
Yeah, Marcellus, you tried.
He tried.
A for effort on that one. But and look, you compared AD's move to the Lakers to KD's move to the Warriors. Totally different. The Lakers were coming off 73 wins and a trip to the Finals. They didn't have 3 Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, in their prime. So AD was joining. So that's totally different. But look, this is simple. It is LeBron James, and it is not even close, all right? LeBron James, and it's one reason and one reason only, because LeBron is in the GOAT conversation. Period, the end.
Talk about it,
He is in that conversation with Michael Jordan, who was perfect. And you guys know this. When you're discussing the ultra all-time greats, not just top 30 guys, top 20 guys, the top 5, top 10, you nitpick. That's the only way to differentiate because they all are phenomenal. And Jordan was perfect. 6 championships, 6 Finals MVPs. That means when the lights were the brightest, when the stage was the biggest, he was always his team's best performer. LeBron, as you said, Acho, no other player has won more than 2 championships and been the Finals MVP every single time other than LeBron and Jordan. But if LeBron wins 4 and then only has 3 Finals MVPs, guess what? That's another check mark in Jordan's list. And so that's why this is huge. That's it. He's in the GOAT conversation. For AD as great as he is, he'll never be in the GOAT conversation.
Oh.
He's young. He's 27. He's 27. He's got a chance to win more championships. And the conversation he'll be in, Marcellus, is can he be the second greatest power forward behind Tim Duncan ever? And the Finals MVP isn't going to determine that because Kevin Garnett, one ring, no Finals MVPs.
I knew
Dirk
Broussard was
Nowitzki,
smart.
okay, one championship, one Finals MVP. But the other guy, Tim Duncan, 5 rings, 3 Finals MVPs. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley never even won a ring. So that's not going to do anything for AD. But for LeBron, if he doesn't get this MVP, it pretty much drops him out of the GOAT conversation, at least for the time being.
Talk about it, CB. You preaching that good news.
Acho, Chris, you have 3 seconds to comply. I'm about to RoboCop the hell out of y'all right now. And blast, what the hell are you just talking about? He's 27. He can't be in a GOAT conversation. How old was Michael Jordan when he won his first? This boy, how old was Michael Jordan when he won his first championship? When he won his first championship? Let me just take these slices and these ninja stars and just keep hitting them with y'all, at y'all. All right, which one is more impressive? Which one you think is more necessary? A bump to your legacy or to help build a legacy? I think building. What's more important, the finishings on the house or the foundation of a house? It's the foundation. You keep slighting AD, even though he's 27, going to win his championship the first year, same age as Michael Jordan. You keep slighting a top 5 player because you're like, what is he going to do going forward in your forecast? Who is third in NBA history in PER behind only Michael Jordan and LeBron James. But forget all that because who knows? He ain't going to keep up with those guys historically. At least by your projections, he won't. But let's talk about this year. Let's talk about this postseason. Let's talk about a team in the Lakers that are better when AD's on the court and worse when he's off the court compared to LeBron. Let's use their net ratings against each other. It's higher for AD than it is for even LeBron. So my only argument to zig,
you don't have one.
My only argument to zig when y'all zagging is to leave the barbershop and look at a guy who's trying to build something, and it's going to be something special if you let him build it versus just putting some more finishes in the secondary bathroom like what y'all trying to do with LeBron. It won't make the same difference.
CB, the one thing I can't stand about Marcel, and it's not a lot, CB. It's not. I really like the guy. But the one thing I can't stand about Marcellus Broussard is that he just wants to go the opposite direction sometimes just for doing its sake. It's like everybody's going right, and he's like, I can go left. Look at me. I can go left. Marcellus, just take the logical approach for once. The logical approach is very simple. AD winning an NBA championship, that builds the foundation. Not winning a Finals MVP. AD is not going to be in these type of GOAT conversations. CB was more generous than I was. CB said he'll be in the conversation for greatest power forward of all time. I'm just saying he's going to be in the conversation for one of the greatest scorers, being able to score at will. One of the greatest freaks, being 6'11", 7 foot, 7'1" with the handle. But CB took it a step further than I did. But you, Marcellus, it doesn't matter if AD wins a Finals MVP. It's actually irrelevant. We're not going to be slicing up AD's career like we will be slicing up LeBron's career.
You don't know that yet,
That's just not what we do. No, we're
I'm
not.
just saying you don't know that.
We don't nitpick Karl Malone's career. We don't even nitpick Dirk Nowitzki's
How many championships Karl Malone win? It got quiet.
Right. We don't nitpick Dirk's career. And Dirk to me is a top 5 power forward of all time. He won more than AD
is
right
already there at 27. That's my point. Y'all won't even let him build because y'all only lost in your locked up GOAT conversation of those two. Come on, Chris Broussard, come on.
Because we saw what AD could do by himself, and it wasn't much in terms of winning, okay?
Jordan getting swept 3 straight times in the first round?
I didn't say he could be the greatest power forward. That's Tim Duncan's to keep. Okay. He could fight for the second greatest power forward of all time. I do think he and LeBron will have maybe one more ring left in them, maybe more if LeBron can stay elite for a while. But AD is not, he needs a guard to get him to rock. He's not like LeBron or Jordan where he can just take it and do it himself. He's never, as good as he is, He's never going to be in the GOAT conversation, and that's the only place these finals MVPs matter.
That's just it. Marcellus, you got to remember, bro.
You
remember when you go to, I'm an ice cream dude. That's my dessert. I know you an In-N-Out guy. You get your double-doubles. You need to lay off them double-doubles. Suit getting tighter. But I'm a dessert guy, Marcellus. At the end of the day, bro, when you get to the dessert, you talk about those toppings. You talk about the toppings. You talk about, oh, let me get some sprinkles. Let me get some Oreos. Let me get some whatever the case may be. Right now, we're talking about toppings that are relevant to LeBron. You're talking about something that's completely, utterly irrelevant to AD. We're just not, we're not worried about AD and his finals MVPs or lack thereof. AD gonna get his chips. That's what's gonna solidify AD. You're not worried about the extras. But when you think about LeBron James and you think about the conversations he's going to be in, they're gonna stack up how many MVPs you win, how many titles you win, how many points you have, how many assists you have, how many finals MVPs do you have. We gotta really get to the nitty-gritty, fine line details. AD, we're just gonna hover at a bird's eye view. You just gotta understand that.
Wow. All I'm saying in this barbershop, y'all know I ain't gonna be there long, as y'all can see up here. Keep it clean, keep it crispy. I got y'all rattled in this barbershop, and y'all gonna talk about me when I leave, but guess what? I'm about to leave. LeBron and Michael Jordan both were what? What age when they first won theirs? Oh, same age as AD right now? My point is this. I don't care how you build your resume. I don't care how people felt about you while you were building your resume. If you're able to do something at the same pace as someone else. Michael Jordan had his issues before he fully developed, got Scottie Pippen, and they started to roll. Swept in the first round 3 times. Come on, y'all. And y'all gonna use AD's futility in the playoffs when he was in New Orleans. All I'm saying is, if I'm AD, let me build my foundation of my house while y'all over there worrying about the finishes in LeBron's house.
It's different. Tell this man to please